Do we look okay?
Should we do 3, 2, 1 action? Okay. 3, 2, 1 action. Hi, welcome to our podcast. Girl, are you okay?
This is a podcast about two 20-somethings living in LA, talking about anything and everything.
Yes. With your hosts, Abeera
and Ayesha.
Yay. Welcome.
So, what are we talking about today?
Anything and everything.
Yes.
Just kidding. But I do think, it's still mid-February, but I think because it's a short month, I'm feeling like we're wrapping up February.
Yeah.
And this is a very crazy month, even though I think it actually started maybe in January that it started becoming like a crazier month.
Well, whenever there's like a new year involved, I just think everything starts to heat up. And then, of course, then we get into Aquarius season.
Yes. And I don't remember if we disclosed this before, which we probably did knowing us, but we are both Aquariuses.
I mean, can't you tell?
No, actually, though, can you tell? Because I'm curious to see if we exude that energy.
No, totally. And I think you were telling me that today's actually the last day of Aquarius season.
It is. I think maybe that's why I feel like we're wrapping up February because... And also we had Valentine's Day already and
whatever that thing is where those guys play football on a stadium.
Yes.
That happened, I guess.
Yeah, which I have to say though, and I'm fully exposing my partner right now, but he fully was like, wait, they do that every year?
No way.
And I was appalled. He's like, oh, I thought it was like the World Series. Oh, no, wait. What? The World Cup. The World Cup. Sorry. You see, I'm exposing myself now.
I was like, okay, doesn't the World Series also happen every year?
The World Cup.
Okay. Well.
So it doesn't matter.
It doesn't matter.
Because no one knows about these people running around this field.
Okay. Well, that happened.
Yeah.
But more importantly, Aquarius season happened.
Oh, and I wanted to show you something.
Yes. Show me.
Okay. So my friend... from high school got me these pens for my birthday. And yes, there's a video component to this, but I will also read out what these pens say.
Those look so cute.
They're Aquarius pens, and I'm showing it in the video if you want to see and if you're in a safe place to look. And on them are little Aquarius sayings, and I just thought we could read them out and then see which one we
oh my god
feel
I just
is
got a
us.
little peek.
Okay, so first one is rules are more like suggestions.
Totally.
Okay. Second is I can explain it to you, but I can't understand it for you.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. And then the next one is why open up to someone when you can be a vault instead?
Facts.
Okay. And then the next one is I'll just bottle up that emotion. And then last but not least, which is my personal favorite, spoiler, is if you don't want a sarcastic answer, don't ask a dumb question.
Literally couldn't be more real.
Yeah.
Oh my god.
Yeah.
I'm obsessed with these.
Do you have I think we kind of talked about it, but do you have a favorite maybe now hearing it?
No, I think hearing it again, I just have such an energetic response to the last one because it just is so true. And you were the one that was saying that these also kind of have a therapy ring to them as well.
Yeah, and that's what she said. My friend, she was like, I feel like it was the perfect combination of astrology, fun birthday, and therapy.
No, so funny.
So, but kind of brutal.
If you're an Aquarius, which one you liked, and if you're not,
yes, so please tell us.
We would love to know.
Yeah.
So, obviously, as both of us are Aquariuses, we both had a birthday.
Correct. That did happen.
Last month or so.
Yes.
And for mine, I did a little cute picnic.
Oh my gosh. I feel like we need to post the picture somewhere so they can
show
see.
You guys.
Yeah, no, it was the most aesthetically pleasing picnic I've ever been to.
And this is where I'll call out our mutual Leo rising. To hear you say that just does everything for my ego right now. Yes, I'd like to say it was so cute. Think vintage heart cake. Think multicolored baby's breath, think roses.
It was pastel. It was...
I had heart ceramic dishes with cherries in them. Okay, enough about that.
No,
we
there's
celebrated.
never enough about that, first of all. But
And just like, I think the best part though was just having all you amazing friends and everyone who decided to come.
and it was such a beautiful day. I just want to add that. And we saw the most amazing sunset.
The most amazing
Yeah.
sunset, especially after a couple days of some scary rain. I was very nervous going into it,
Yeah.
but you can't beat like a Santa Monica oceanside beach
No.
location. Like on a perfect day. Are you kidding?
It was so good.
Amazing.
Yeah. No.
So yesterday we did this incredible bar workout class for Abeera's birthday. I've actually never done a bar class, and I am so sore today. Like doing anything, like I was trying to like open my sock drawer, which is like my lowest drawer, and just bending down to do that. I was like, holy crap. Like it did what it needed to do.
I had a sock related incident with my soreness as well.
Oh my God, let's hear it.
As I was putting on my socks, I was like, I actually voiced it. I said, I can't, like, this hurts.
It hurt.
Yeah.
Maybe we're doing that at the same time.
Oh my gosh.
Like,
what time was it?
actually, probably not, because I didn't wear socks till I left to come here.
Okay, yeah, maybe
but
not.
Still.
But anyway, I know it just reminded me of my sock incident. But yeah, no, it was a hard class.
And you know what I actually really liked about being able to go is this is something that you've been doing for quite some time at this point.
Yeah. I think I celebrated my 2-year anniversary at Pure Barre this past October.
Wow, 2 years.
Yeah.
That's incredible.
It's always on Halloween, which is kind of cute because I remember it that way, because my first class was on Halloween, and I did a really like extroverted thing by going in costume.
Oh.
Yeah. Like I mean, take that lightly. I wore black cat ears.
Okay, but still.
Yeah. But like to somewhere
And
new.
at the same time, like what an easy thing to like go into, feel self-conscious and take off.
Yes, and that was the intention.
You
Absolutely.
know what I mean? Versus like going in a full on, like you're dressed as the Grinch and then you can't do anything about it.
Can you imagine? Also working out in like a Grinch costume.
I'm like imagining that right now. Iconic. Please, somebody do that.
I had my hair down yesterday for this class and I was dying within the first 5 minutes of it.
It was like that warm up. I was like, okay.
I know when she was like, and that was the warm up. I was like, I felt that.
I was like, got it.
Yeah.
Love that.
Another 40 minutes of this. That's great.
No, but I just like, even like through that experience was just like, whoa, so much going on. Not only does my body hurt right now, and I'm like kind of hating my life, but also like, I'm like, okay, like I can do hard things.
It's so validating to be in like these exercise classes and then get through it. Like that's how I felt when I did hot yoga. Because I had done it once before and I had a migraine for the rest of the day.
Wow.
And I tried it again more recently over the summer, and it was hard and I was dying within the class, but afterwards I was like, wow, I'm doing a lot better than I did.
And there must be something about being able to kind of look back at your previous experience and be like, okay, like this was better this time. And also I wonder, was there any part of it where you were like, okay, I know what to expect?
Maybe there was that like component of like knowing that this is going to be hard in this way. But I also just think I have grown physically so much since that time. And I'm sure I've built some like stamina, I guess, like from bar.
Oh, clearly watching her yesterday.
Okay, I was showing off though. I want to like literally just preface by saying like, and the bar teacher called me out at the second bar location that we went to, and she was like, you are fully doing things that you never do.
Second bar location meaning like literal bar.
The bar.
Like a bar you go to, they check your ID situation. We didn't do 2 bar classes in one day.
No, but there's bar girlies that they'll double up.
I can see you becoming one of them one day. I hope to join you. I'll be there.
Okay. All right. You can convince me. Don't pull my arm.
But, also, just speaking of, okay, yeah. So your instructor was kind of saying, how you were performing yesterday was definitely, I heard those shout outs.
Oh, yeah. I mean, I think she was throwing those out there a little bit more generously, knowing that it was my birthday.
I did get one.
You did get one. That was cool.
I was like,
because she fully, I don't think, went in with the intention of doing that because there's so many new people in one class. But usually they're very good about trying to spread those out throughout class. But how are you going to learn 15 people's names?
So many people's names.
Yeah.
So that was
special.
I was really happy to be one of them.
Yeah.
I was like, yes, I'm doing my very best.
Yeah.
Can you tell us like a bit more about like, you know, what, because you said kind of with the hot yoga, you noticed kind of like a difference in that way. Is there any other kind of like benefits that bar has like brought into your life?
Community is one thing.
Oh yeah. I got to meet some of like your wonderful bar friends.
No, it's something I didn't go into expecting.
Yeah.
And I'm going to speak specifically to the studio I go to, because I know that isn't necessarily true for all studios, but they really value the community and they want to make sure that you feel safe, loved, whatever. And I think that it really comes from the owner and like the teachers and like all the things. And everyone's just like so nice and welcoming. No,
I have to say, I was only there like maybe 2 hours at the most. And I just felt like so welcome by like the owner, like even specifically after the class asked me like how it was, and just like feeling like the attention and just the care. I definitely got a glimpse into that.
Yeah.
And in addition to that, I think some of your bar friends that were there, if we didn't say it already, there was a theme.
Oh yeah, we didn't say it, I don't think. Yeah, my theme was astrology.
How cute.
Yeah. So people perceived the theme very differently, which I loved. I think some people came very much just like wearing all black, like giving outer space. Like,
it was so cute.
Yeah, like that kind of vibe. And then Ayesha came more like
multicolored,
like aura,
you know, which I was so excited for. I was looking forward to my outfit. And, you know, I was obsessed with the people that were wearing like their zodiac animals.
Yeah.
Like someone was wearing a full on red workout outfit with like a crab headband, like fully like crab
for Cancer. Yeah.
Oh my God. And so I think like that just really rings true to like when you were saying my first bar class was Halloween and I'm wearing these cat ears.
Gosh, full circle.
And it to me feels like a full circle moment of like, look at the people that this class has now brought into your life.
Yeah.
The ones that are willing to kind of show up to a themed party and go all out in that way.
Totally. I so appreciate everyone like being such a good sport about all aspects of it. And I also think bar is like something that I'm so annoying about because I talk about it all the time.
One of my favorite memories from grad school.
Oh no, I know what you're going to say.
Is when Abeera shows up to campus and is like, everybody, I did, what was it, a 6 a.m. bar class, and I'm going to make it everybody's problem for the rest of today. And there was something about that.
But I said that. I
at least like,
I acknowledged
there was self-awareness, you know, and I was just like, honestly, so impressed. Like, good for you. I could never do a 6 a.m. class before going to school. Are you kidding me?
And let it be known that that was my one and only 6 a.m. bar class.
And you still did it. And you very much deserve to kind of like flex that all over the place. And there was something in that moment where I was like, I love her. It was just amazing. I loved it.
I know I'm very annoying about it, but it was really nice to have all of my friends see what it is that I'm so annoying about. And
now I think I understand.
Thank you.
But
yeah, that's my little bar spiel. And if you ever want to try Pure Bar, I don't have a coupon code for you. So
maybe one day.
Yeah. So, you know, and I think I want to say this too. The reason I like bar is because one, low key, the studio had a price that was a little bit more affordable than what I was seeing. And then also, there's small movements.
Yeah.
It's low impact.
And it was very kind of emphasized, you know, both before and during, that everything was at your own pace. You know, I saw other people like sitting out during certain things or kind of adjusting certain exercises to be a lot more.
You'll never see a push-up be done on my toes.
Oh my God, the push-ups. Yesterday, I was like, there's no way in hell I'm about to do some push-ups right now. Are you like... And there was something, I forget exactly, there was some other movement like going into the push-up. And I'm like...
Oh, it was the slider going out?
I am not a psychopath that can freaking slide my body apart, then together, push up, slide. What? And so when I glanced over to you in desperate hopes of help, I was like, oh, Abeera had like her legs up. She was just doing a much
A
more
little knee push-up
doable
situation. Yeah.
thing. And I was like, thank God.
No, I'm a modification queenie.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
And like, I think in that moment, I also was feeling a little bit like self-conscious of why can't I do this? You know,
That's a big thing.
right.
And such a valid experience, I think, because you're in a room full of 20 other people and you're in front of a mirror.
You're in front of a mirror. And I think the comparison element,
Yeah.
you know, maybe I'm speaking to myself, but I think being a human being, it's so easy, especially when you are in a room with other people and you're doing something, to not like compare what you're doing to what others are. And I was like, oh my God, like fully forgetting this is my first time, fully forgetting this is like a hard class, right? Specifically.
Well, yes, like in so many ways. Like this is the harder class type. This is a harder version of this class type.
Yeah.
Like it was a very like, and I've been taking it for 2 years, and I can tell you, like when I saw that this was going to be the class that we're doing, I was like, oh no. Oh no.
Like in this moment, I can feel like if I move over a shift in my seat, I can feel my thighs burning a little bit.
I mean, it worked. So
it worked. And like,
but yeah, anyway, I just wanted to the comparison piece, and like, I think that was more prevalent to me, obviously in the beginning. And then what I like about, this is maybe a little more relevant just for me and my experience. So I apologize. But like, I think that the studio I go to, I love the aspect of it being such a diverse community. There are people of all genders coming in, of different ages, and like you never feel judged or out of place because it's always so diverse.
And I think that's a really good point. And I think there was something comforting about that of even, like I think the age diversity in the room, and just being like, oh, okay, like there's just something like, okay, if it was a bunch of like 20-somethings
girlies
that are so hot, so in shape,
which you will see at some places, I'm sure.
I have definitely walked by like maybe some like, I don't know, Pilates studios. Like we've all walked by like those workout studios with like the glass exterior, and then you just see all the hottest girls in Los Angeles just
in their little workout sets.
Just like doing their thing. And I'm like, I literally just ate a freaking Beyond Burger next door. Like with onion rings.
Yeah. But everything in moderation.
And I love that for me.
Yeah.
Like
nothing wrong with that. But I hear you, where it's like, it's so natural to compare.
I know.
But I think, like you said, like if you have that diversity, how can you compare yourself? Because there is it's like apples to oranges.
Everybody, I think like as I kind of grow as a person, I'm like realizing like my body is so unique in that there's no one else on the planet that has exactly my body.
Yeah.
And how can I expect mine to like look like somebody else's?
Yeah.
When nobody's looks like mine? Does that make sense?
Yes.
It's like,
yes.
And so I'm like, okay, like I can do what feels good for my body and what feels healthy for me. And if that doesn't look like something specific, that's okay. And if it does, that's also fine.
Right.
You know?
Snaps to that, Ayesha. We're all snapping. You can't see everybody else, but
I just also want to emphasize that it took like, I'm still like working on kind of my viewpoint towards my own body, like very, very much so.
I think we all are.
And it takes a long time to even get to a point where you're even like somewhat comfortable within your own skin.
Oh my gosh. And I think there's also something to be said about the time of year. Right? Like I think in the summer we're maybe wearing different clothing, and maybe we're doing different activities, and you're a little bit more aware of what your body looks like, versus maybe in the winter time when we're bundled up with so many sweaters on. And I don't know. I think that there's a lot of components too.
I have been like spending this year like very much like in bed with my blanket, and then I didn't mention it yet, but Abeera got me this like amazing plushie.
Oh.
And it's like
You've been using it?
I have. It's so cute because it's so cute, and it is so comforting because yes, it's a tiger plushie that has a little bit of weight side effect, or not a side effect, side bonus feature.
Yes.
Is you can microwave it or put it in the freezer if you want to use it as like a heating pad or like a cooling pad, I guess.
Mm-hmm.
Amazing.
Have you used one of these side features?
I haven't yet, just
Okay.
because I feel like I want to clean my microwave before I do that. Does anyone else have an insanely dirty microwave right now? Because I do.
Yeah. So you want to give the tiger a
it doesn't feel
space,
right to just put
okay?
this beautiful item into my freaking scary microwave.
That's fair, but also like just throw like a plate under him and
No, I was definitely thinking like I could put him in a bowl.
Yeah.
And give him a little swirl in there. We'll probably be using this in the next few weeks.
Yeah. No, I love it. But you have to let me know when you do, because I want to hear. I don't have one of my own. So I was just like, want to see what the hype is about.
So he's been very much part of how I've been spending this kind of winter season.
No, but I do think like on the topic of like the body stuff, like even in becoming more active, my body has fluctuated so much in different ways every point of every year. Like I'm constantly seeing it change, sometimes for the better, sometimes for the worse. And I'm like, what am I doing wrong? Blah, blah, blah. But it's like, I think the reality is we are in our 20s, and I think as women, especially from what I'm hearing, I don't know the science behind it, experience multiple puberties.
I've heard that too.
Yeah.
I think like in your 20s, you go through a second puberty, which when I see my Snapchat memories,
oh my gosh, it's so triggering.
They force me to look at, and then I choose to partake in this.
Yeah.
I'm like, oh my God.
The scariest is seeing myself in high school, and I'm like, whoa.
I think, I will just say, like, it's almost like my face has actually changed in a way that's so wild to me, like just because obviously we went through like initial puberty, like around middle school, like so long ago. And then to notice such a big change in, at least if we're just talking facial, I'm like, wow, like even 2018 till to today, I'm like, wow, who was she? You know? So I'm a full believer in the second puberty.
Second, let's talk about the third, fourth, and fifth one.
Okay, I'm only aware of 2. Are there more?
I mean, I'm just throwing some things out there.
I hope there are more. Let's just continue.
No, I just feel like
let's just get hotter every year.
Well, I mean, but sometimes it's like not. I mean, I just think it's.
Oh yeah, because sometimes puberty like puts you through the ringer.
It's like that awkward stage.
Yep.
I don't know. I mean, I just feel like there's been so many changes that have occurred in these.
No, like, and not to like, I feel like we could do this every episode, so sorry if this is annoying, but to nod at COVID a little bit. Like, I just was like, what an awkward stage. I remember being like, during that time, like, who am I? Like, what even is my personality?
I think we all went through that identity crisis a little bit.
Especially because I think both of us were starting like
grad school.
We started grad school. Like it was
in 2020.
In 2020.
Yeah.
And I'm like, how do you talk to people? Like, especially because we started virtually. I was living in Florida at the time. Our school was in California. And I'm like, okay, there was such a physical barrier present, even though I don't think many of the, people in California were even seeing each other.
Oh, no.
There was almost a psychological element of I am physically so far away from these people that.
Right. You're getting a little bit of FOMO.
I was getting such FOMO, especially there was like this like first beach hangout.
Which I didn't go to.
Oh, that makes me feel a little better.
Yeah. Well,
but
COVID was like fully still like a thing.
I've heard, I don't know about you, and like not to go too off topic, but I heard so much.
Oh yeah, no, there's a lot of tea from that day.
So much tea, and I wish so badly I could have been there.
Don't worry, I'll feel the FOMO with you.
Okay.
Yeah.
But yeah, I just think like we are going through like evolutions, like physically, emotionally, like psychologically, throughout our entire lives.
So I think like moral of the story is we can't, well, one, everything's temporary. 2, we can't compare, because we can compare ourselves in the moment, which isn't fair already. But then in the next few months, we're going to be constantly changing and evolving. So it's like, what are we doing?
And, sometimes I think about the fact that like I'll look back at photos, speaking about body related stuff again, like I haven't always had like the healthiest outlook towards my body, so please keep that in mind. But sometimes I will look back at photos from like high school, college, and I will remember how I felt.
Yeah.
At the time those photos were taken.
For sure.
And I will look at those photos today and be like, what was my problem? I look completely fine.
Yeah.
There was nothing wrong. And yet I know exactly how I felt then.
Yeah.
And so part of me is like, okay, in the here and now today, how can I like almost apply future me
Yes.
in a way to give myself grace and to kind of comfort myself of I'm doing the best I can in this moment. As long as I feel happy and healthy, that is good enough.
Yeah. Yeah.
And
well, you're your worst critic, right?
Oh,
yeah.
aren't we all?
Yeah. So
if you're not, tell us how you do it.
Yeah. Tell me your secret. Because I mean, I felt this like after last night where I was getting a little bit of that like anxiety post event, which this is a tangent that we don't have to go on, but
I'm curious.
It's just that like that thing of like, oh, why did I say that? I should have stopped talking here. Like,
am I familiar?
Yeah. Where it's like, you know, I was just having fun, but like when I got home, I was like, oh my God, I was having maybe too much fun, or maybe I was like not filtering enough. I don't know.
You know, I think just even touching on like being a host and having so many people present. And I mean, I know I felt like this on my birthday of, oh my gosh, I kind of need to make my rounds and kind of bounce to each friend group or to all these people.
It's a lot of work.
And it's a lot of energy. And then I think sometimes it's like hard to kind of be totally present and conscious and engaged. And then after the fact, be like, oh, was I dismissive in that moment? Or did I say something that maybe could have like, you know, impacted somebody in a way that was negative? And I think you can do that into oblivion. Yeah. I know even earlier today, I was like, Abeera, when I said this one thing that one day, I was worried that you felt this way and going into a whole whirlpool. And you're like, Ayesha, it's fine.
Yeah, no, it's like not that serious, right? Like, I think that's the thing. And if someone is going to be upset with you over anything, they're going to tell you.
And it's also like, if somebody is upset with you, it is their responsibility to let you know instead of keeping you in a position where you're having to guess about what's going on.
Right. Like that's toxic.
And that's communication, people.
Right.
Like, let's do that.
Yeah. We are not coming through as therapists, but we do support communication.
We love a good communicative moment for all of us.
Absolutely. No, but sorry to get us off topic from the body stuff, but I just think that that's definitely connected to just like the self-assessment.
Yeah. And, you know, not to segue right now, but
please
when you're,
do.
You know, you're kind of post-party anxiety of like, did I say this or did I say that or whatever, you know, can we talk about like interacting in like social spaces?
Yes.
And how?
Well, okay, so how so?
Oh, I mean, I'm throwing it out vaguely, but is there something like you want to kind of narrow it down? I feel like...
Well, I mean, I think that if we're talking about party-related incidents, like I think you just never know what you're getting yourself into, and that's where my anxiety lies. And also in the way of like the expectations that I put on myself of like, oh, like I have to stay there the whole time, and like I have to show up because of X, Y, and Z, like whatever.
And I need to participate in like these certain ways. Like, oh, everyone's doing this. Like yesterday, for example, there was kind of like a dart game with a dare situation. Very scary.
Very scary. Which
very fun.
You participated in. So was that hard for you, or were you like down?
I think at this point in my life, I'm always down. But I am very much empathetic to those that will like look at something like that and be like, absolutely not.
Oh,
like,
so me. Because I did not participate in this.
And you have full permission. I will, and that's another thing is like, I don't have like an expectation that other people do so, but being on the other end of it at other times in my life, being like, oh my God, like I don't want to do that. And if I don't do that, everyone is going to think, fill in the blank.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah. Well, I fully had an incident long time ago where I didn't participate in like a dare game, and
oh no,
I was like not made fun of, but like I was kind of like ostracized a little bit.
That's horrible.
So like I think that's where the anxiety comes from in this particular topic. And I think it was so nice for us to like have that game last night and to simply just say like, no, I'm good. And there were no questions asked. In fact, I think that I kind of got a little bit of a advantage, I guess, of like, oh, play. And if you are the loser, you get to assign the dare to someone else. And I was like, okay, like, you know, that's fun.
Just the privileges of being the birthday girl.
Right. So like, you know, that was, but it was just comforting to know that even
Yeah.
if that wasn't given to me, I could have still not had any like consequences.
Oh, I was like on the chopping block for a moment there of having to do the dare. And I was like scared for my life for a moment there. And I think partially because like when this game first started, there was like what, 4 of us.
Yeah, and then it grew to like
and then it
everybody.
grew to like literally freaking everyone. And of course, you know, not to flex, but of course now is not the time I'm basically not throwing bullseyes. I was throwing bullseyes basically earlier in the night.
We took so many pictures of her bullseyes.
I felt like a kid.
Yeah.
Like, Mom, take a picture of me.
No, as you should though. That's hard.
I mean, to clarify, it wasn't like an exact bullseye. It was like the red around, but still.
Oh, sue her.
Still. Anyways, of course, when everybody comes and everybody's watching, I'm doing
Anxiety.
so bad.
Yeah.
And thank God, a very special somebody in this room lost and had to do the
They
dare
did a
for
little
me.
worse than you did.
They did a little worse than me, and I'm so grateful.
He who shall not be named.
Shout out.
Yeah. No, but even that, like the dare was like to do a model walk. And I was like, you know what? These are very palatable dares.
Yes. And I think, you know, being part of like the initiation party of this dare idea, I'm like, okay, I'm not trying to do something that is going to make people uncomfortable.
Yeah.
That it's going to warrant more anxiety than necessary.
Right.
You know,
Like, let's just have fun.
Let's just have fun. Like, what was involved? Like, I think someone ate an entire lime, rind included. That was my idea.
Yeah, that was kind of rude.
You know, there was like go up to that couple and tell them they're like the cutest couple ever in the world.
That's scary.
That is objectively terrifying.
Yeah. Like, what if you got that one?
I think I would have done it.
Yeah.
Would my heart be racing? Would I be sweating? Absolutely. But at the same time, like I am like side quest of my life when I do see people out in the world and I have like a positive thought towards them or a compliment I'm conjuring in my mind authentically, I'm like, I want to tell them.
Yeah, but this is not authentic.
This is not authentic.
Yeah.
So there is a little bit of kind of like, ooh.
Right. It's a little cringe.
It's a little cringe.
Yeah.
But it's like, what? They're not going to punch me in the face for saying this, you know? So there's like a little bit of like, okay. And then you were put in a headlock.
I was put in a headlock. Which I wasn't as alarmed by, which was maybe...
This was captured on video. And like, I quote, this starts happening and Abeera goes, I like this.
And can I just say, that sounds really concerning.
It totally does. Oh my God.
So I need to clear my name right now. Here now, so this doesn't get taken out of context, which it still could. I did that because I finally processed what was going on. And I was like, this seems like the quickest way to end this.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
I would like to state it right now. I did not like that.
Okay.
Okay.
I mean, you were smiling.
I was smiling because I was on video. There was a lot happening.
There's a lot happening. Okay.
You put a camera in front of my face and I'll smile. Okay.
I believe you.
Okay.
Okay. So yeah, that gives us a little like, gives you a preview of what our night looked like last night.
But like, yeah, like, I mean, even though there were maybe some scarier dares, they were all in good fun.
They were all in good fun, harmless for the most part.
No one was harmed in the making of these dares.
No one was harmed except Abeera, probably.
Yeah.
Which
true. That was probably the most physical one.
Most physical one. You know, with probably one of the biggest people in the room.
But also, I mean, okay, wait. So minus the dares, right? I think there's still something to be said about going into a space that like you maybe don't know too many people.
Don't know everybody or the majority of the people.
Yeah. Which I've done a couple of those this Aquarius season because I think we've just had so many events like and birthday parties and stuff. So it's like, I really exhausted my social battery in that way where I had to like really push myself. But it's scary.
It is scary. And I think there's like so many kind of, you know, call it core beliefs, if you will, going into it.
Yeah.
You know, core beliefs meaning, you know, the kind of the things you believe about yourself that maybe aren't necessarily true, but are kind of, reinforced by like previous experiences. For example,
It's like that confirmation bias.
Yeah, totally. Like that confirmation bias of like, everyone hates me, or I am, I am dumb, or I am incompetent.
Which ones come through for you though?
When it comes to like social situations, I definitely like get this kind of fear of like other people don't like me,
Okay.
or like
people will not like you.
Yeah, that people won't like me, or they won't like the way I come across is not like appealing to others, and that I need to kind of adjust the way I show up in order to be well received.
And this right here, folks, is the perfect example of core beliefs being so stupid, because I think I would never use these words to describe you.
Well, thank you. But it is a little bit of a relief to hear that. But it's so funny how the little voice in your head.
No, it's
so loud.
It's so loud.
I will say though, that is more like, that is historically kind of like what would come up for me at this point.
Yeah.
I would say, and obviously this like shifts throughout, I think, as you go through life, where sometimes you're more self-conscious than other times. Luckily, I think right now I'm in this place that I don't care as much about what other people think about me.
Ugh.
And so if I'm being honest, that wasn't really coming through yesterday for me. Mm-hmm. But I did say, like, usually that is kind of the thoughts of like, well, others aren't going to like me. I'm going to have to kind of perform in a certain way. And at this point, I'm like, I don't care if you don't like me.
Yeah.
Sorry.
But is that, because for me, that's still an afterthought, where I have to like go through the emotions and the anxiety, and then I eventually reach the place of like, wait, why do I care? I shouldn't care. Mm-hmm. I'm maybe never going to see these people again.
Right. And not to like get you wrong. It's not that I don't care whatsoever.
Yeah.
There probably is a little bit of like, okay, I don't want to say something off-putting to somebody I just met.
And then like justify it.
And then justify it. Mm-hmm. I don't care how I impact the people around me. I have no self-awareness. No. Fair. So, and I think it's, why do we have anxiety? Anxiety can sometimes be a healthy dose of self-protection.
It's a good thing until it's fully not a good thing.
Exactly. Yeah. Like anxiety is there to keep you safe. Anxiety is there to protect you until it gets to the point where it's too intense. It's getting in the way, and it's kind of, doing, it's messing with your judgment of yourself and others, the situation.
It also just won't shut up. Like it's like, okay, brain, you've warned me that this is definitely a risk and a consequence. Like, why are we still saying it over and over again?
Like, I get the idea.
Yeah.
I'm not going to die.
Yeah.
Right. Like, even in the event that I had to do a dare and I'm like so tragically embarrassed, I will survive that.
Yeah.
It is not the end of the world.
Yeah. That fight or flight.
And then honestly, lately, freeze.
Ooh, fight, flight, and freeze. I forgot about that one.
I think freeze definitely like comes up for me a little bit more of like, my brain will fully turn off kind of thing.
I'm trying to think if that's ever happened to me.
Not like I would say, like, I don't see you as somebody that necessarily goes into a freeze mode.
No, I don't think I have. I really,
because in my perception of you, and I could be wrong, I view you as a really good problem solver in the moment, that you're able.
That's kind.
Even if you're probably freaking out and dying inside, from what I've witnessed, you can take a hard situation and kind of immediately kind of assess it and look at it in kind of this logical way of like, okay, how are we gonna deal with this?
Yeah. And this is not a humble brag or anything, but I think I've had to learn to do that because I feel like I have a mom who is on the more like emotionally reactive side to scary situations.
Yeah.
And my dad is more of like the grounded figure. And like, I just had to like kind of learn from him a little bit.
And I think that's how it goes. Like, what we see influences like how we end up making our own choices. And so that makes a lot of sense to me, And
I think it's a good skill. Like, I'm not trying to change it.
I honestly, like, I really envy that quality, because I get so flooded. It's like, I can't even think, like I'll like brief quick story. I was leaving from work one night. Luckily, I had a coworker very close by, and my car key battery had died. And so when I got into my car, it wasn't starting, which like annoying, sucks, not the end of the world. What ends up happening is when my friend drives by to make sure, like, oh, did your car start? Are you good?
Yeah.
My window won't roll down because my car's not on. So I open my door and my car alarm starts going off.
No.
We are parked on a street in this very tiny, quiet neighborhood. And I kid you not, like within moments, everybody is running out of their homes.
From the car alarm?
It felt like the Salem witch trials.
What's their problem? Like, have they never heard a car alarm before? I'm confused.
And because my car key was dead, I couldn't like turn off. I couldn't hit the panic button to turn
oh my
it
God,
off.
that would stress me out.
And this proceeds to happen like maybe 3 more times. And in that moment, like I told my friend, I'm like, I can't even think right now. I need you to tell me what to do. Because in that moment, I'm in overdrive. Brain is flooded. No thought.
But how amazing that you were able to like recognize that in the moment and like voice what you need.
Thank you.
Because that's like another thing. I mean, like it's true. I feel like because I don't think I'm good at doing that. Where I'm just like I get overstimulated very much. I think that's a more recent thing that's been happening. Yeah. And I'll voice that, but I can't voice like, what do I need?
Right. I think it's hard because you don't always know what you need.
Yeah.
You know, like in that moment, all I knew is I didn't know what to do. And so I needed somebody to tell me because I'm like, this is urgent. I need this to stop.
Yeah.
Everyone is like literally surrounding me right now. Pitchforks, like to me, that's how I saw it.
Like you were about to go to the Salem Witch Trials.
Down.
Yeah. Like hung in the town square.
Like,
yeah.
Oh my God. Horrible.
Right.
You know, didn't even leave. I had to leave my car not knowing if it had locked because no way in hell am I going to pull on that freaking door handle and have this go off again, which in fact is how it ended up going off again because my car key was not working. I had to manually freaking lock.
I feel like I'm on the street with you and I'm imagining.
It was not fun. Shout out to my very, very kind friend who drove me home that night.
Yeah. Oh my gosh. No, that would fluster me. And honestly, like, I don't even know. I'd probably just call my dad in that situation because, yeah, I wouldn't know what to do.
Right.
And yeah, no.
Anxiety. Bestie. Love her.
So annoying.
Like,
get out of my life.
You know, I wish sometimes like I could go back and see like when she being anxiety.
Yeah.
When she first like popped up, you know?
I would love to know that because I don't think I've had this my entire, I've always had
again, anxiety. I think as human beings, I think we all like experience the sensation that is anxiety.
Yes.
Like if we're thinking like what caveman days, like we need to know if a lion is in the area so we don't get eaten alive. So we kind of have like this natural like fear of like, oh my God, this is lion territory. Maybe I shouldn't be here. Right. That's healthy. That helps us.
Yeah. No. And I think, I mean, going back to present day / in our lifetime.
Yeah.
Maybe they weren't lions, but maybe they were like exams, right? Like I think all through my life, I've had that like test anxiety. But that's very situational. When did it become more generalized?
Exactly.
I think that's where like that turning point. And I hate to say we keep going back to COVID, but I almost feel like
it did get worse for me during COVID.
I feel like once COVID hit,
what was the issue? Because
no, there was a lot, Ayesha.
Okay, that's like so fair.
We thought we would die.
We thought we were gonna die. There was like a certain election.
Yeah. Yeah. And it's all repeating. Anyway,
the Chiefs won the Super Bowl.
The groundhog. Sorry, triggering.
Groundhog.
The groundhog. Dude, wait, I actually have to tell you though.
Yes.
This is such a side tangent. I sent you a TikTok and you have to look at it because
I think I watched it.
People are putting Punxsutawney Phil in jail because of the weather that we're having. He predicted early spring and we have another storm.
That was so funny because like just we don't have a visual for you in this moment, but to provide you with a visual, it was like, what's his name?
Puxatawny Phil.
Plexatawny
No,
Phil.
not Plux.
Okay, Phil. Sorry, I just can't like internalize this name. Phil was just like on the screen, and then there's these bars. Just
Puxatawny Phil.
Okay, can we move on? Okay, I'll wait.
Phil. I don't know why that one gave me the giggles.
Okay, wait. But what is it?
The jail thing?
No. What's his name?
Oh, Puxatawny. Punxsutawney.
Punks. Oh, he's a punk.
He's
okay.
a punk.
Okay. Okay. We love a punky boy.
He's a little bit. He's
Okay, Punxsutawney Phil.
Mm-hmm.
I think I got it.
We're gonna get slammed if somebody's from
What
the area of
Philadelphia?
Punxsutawney.
I'm so sorry for my ignorance around this topic. Do you know what Ramadan
We're immigrants.
It's coming up. Just gets a question. Anyways.
So yeah, the TikTok.
Punxsutawney Phil.
Yeah.
Is being put behind bars.
Yes.
And that is the TikTok for everyone.
Did I not just say that?
I'm just reiterating.
Okay.
Okay.
Jump to the TikTok of what we're trying to describe. No. Well, where did I even start with this? The weather. I forgot where we even.
I don't remember either.
Oh my gosh. Embarrassing.
So embarrassing. Well, we should.
Oh, are we markering?
After
After our short 3-minute break, because of the flusteredness
I'm still not okay.
of Plexatawny Phil.
Plexatawny Phil.
I'm saying it incorrect on purpose. We are back.
We're back.
And we are doing our recurring segment of our working name tarot time.
It's tarot time.
It's tarot time. I introduced our tarot cards last time, but I'll do it again. It's the Whispers of the Ocean Oracle cards by Angela Hartfield. Sponsor us. Just kidding. It's fine. What would that look like? Okay, and I'm removing the tarot cards
That we pulled last time.
Yeah, so that way we kind of have something new and fun every single time.
Let's do it.
Which maybe we would get some opinions about because it's not. But nothing about this is authentically correct.
I mean, we're not professional tarot people.
No.
So.
Although I would love a training.
I would go to one with you.
Oh my gosh, we should figure that out.
I'm interested.
Okay, I'm going to put the mic down.
Okay.
Okay. Those are falling. Okay. Oh. There's two though, so should I just pick the one I'm seeing?
Yeah. Let's see.
That was really bad. Okay. This is our tarot card. We'll show it in the video in a second, but I'm going to read it out for you. It looks like these are some, I was going to say parrotfish, but like, I don't know if these are actually parrotfish.
I mean, I don't know what a parrotfish looks like, but I can see how that could be right.
Okay. Well, the card says help appears in various ways. And then the little extra component that they give you is there is much support for you. Sometimes you may get so adrift that you forget to look to the support systems that are with you continually.
Oh, it's so true.
I feel like, sorry, I'm going to give it to our producer to show in the video components. If you have a minute, it's being shown right now with some ASMR. How does that one make you feel though? Because, oh, thank you. Wow.
There's like definitely like a warmth to it.
Yeah.
You know, of like something about like, it says like receiving help.
Well, yeah. And it's also like, it says help appears in various ways, which that feels warm, like a hug to me, where it's like, oh, it's maybe like from places that you're not expecting or some people you're not expecting, and that it's like almost always there, I think it says too.
Right. And it almost like gives me a sense of like permission to kind of relax a little bit and just like trust that things will be okay. And if I am struggling, like whatever I do need in that moment will kind of maybe come
Yeah,
when I need it.
absolutely. I think that's so true. Like just in a very like objective, general way, where I think that that's always been the case. And this card's making me think of my birthday party yesterday, where like I just felt like there was so much love and care being like spread around just in that space. And I have two specific examples. One was our producer in the room. I had lost my phone at one point because I was just too trusting and left it on a table and it wasn't there. And everyone came to the rescue and kind of split up and helped me out. I think you went to the bar to ask if they'd seen my phone. I think my partner was like already kind of looking around and shuffling through all the things. And then all of a sudden, your partner, our producer, comes up and is like, oh, it's right here. It's been in my pocket this entire time. And I'm like,
right. And like he also said, I saw it on the table by itself. So I like specifically put in my pocket to make sure nothing happened to it. And then like kind of forgot I had it for a moment. But
it was just, I felt so held. I was like, oh my gosh, like people are like looking out for me and my things. Like that's,
because, you know, I think not knowing where your phone is in that kind of environment is very stressful. For one, there's so many people in there at that point. It's dark. It's kind of warm.
Oh my God, it was musty.
And it's just kind of like, oh, like where is this, you know, item that is very easy to like, you know, generally misplace.
And it's an important item. So, I mean, I was really trying not to freak out because I think also my partner saw that it was still in the establishment via Find My Friends. So that made me feel good. But that was really nice. And then also at one point, like I just like needed water and like, there's like my friend was like, oh my God, let me go get you water. And I was like, oh my gosh, like it's little things. I just feel
little
like
things that make you feel so cared for.
Yeah.
You know, and I think that's like the times that really matter is when you can like, oh, I not the big thing. Like, can you help me with this big task? Because of course, like those count too. But it's the little things where you don't even have to ask, and someone just does it for you, or is thinking of you, and is making sure you're okay in these ways.
Absolutely. So that's what this card's making me feel.
Yeah.
I don't know if it like because last week I think I didn't really have like a special like contribution to that card because it wasn't really speaking to me in any specific way.
It was something like also like it was a crab.
Yeah, we have it right here actually. But yeah, no, it was I don't know. So I don't know if this one is really speaking to you in a specific way and it doesn't have to.
No, I think like I don't know if I have like an example in this moment, but I think you know, having this be on kind of like my radar going forward of like, okay, now moving forward right now, like my support system is there. Yeah. Especially if I forget to look out for them, that they are there even if I don't see it. To me, it just is a sense of like reassurance and like calm. And it's like, it just makes me feel good. And I'm sure I have all these like times of when, you know, I've had people there for me.
Yeah.
There is much support for you.
It's so beautiful. We are also loved. You are loved. I'm loved.
You're so loved.
Ayesha's loved.
You're loved. We're all loved.
Our team is loved. I think that's such a beautiful note to end off on.
I think so too.
Yeah.
Thank you guys.
Yeah, thank you so much. I mean, again, another fun episode in the books and being able to talk about all of the things, and we have so much more to talk about.
So much to talk about. Thank you for being here with us, and tune in to
next time. I mean, more exciting things to come.
So much more exciting things to come. Like we can't wait. We have so much we want to share with you, and we're like in progress that we're working on.
We like have to control ourselves. Like when we plan like our very general outline and stuff, we're like, oh no, like we need so much more time for that.
So much we want to do. So just stay tuned, fun stuff to come, and we love you so much. Thank you. Although we cover themes of mental health, Girl, Are You Okay is not a substitute for therapy or mental health services. Also, thank you to our co-producers, Geb and Eric.